Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am here. I've got everything set up correctly today. There's hello, honey. I hope you had a good day shopping today. Thanks for joining. I hope you had a good day. I'm happy the day is over. This week is almost over. Oh my gosh, I can't. This week has felt, I don't know. I just feel like the days have felt so long at work. Like I think I just don't want to work no more. And one day I am not gonna have to work, but it is what it is in the meantime. Um, I gave up coffee on Friday, so I just been running on God's energy that I've been. So it's been pretty interesting. I haven't had any coffee since Friday because I gained like 5 pounds. I was like, oh man, okay, gotta cut the coffee out, but I've been surviving. um, Again, if you guys are just joining, don't forget to let me know you're here. Yeah. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment, and hit the like button on today's video. That does help get my content out to more people. And yeah, that's that. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness. This weather out here has been really crazy. I can't understand why we can have good weather one day and then turn around and it's freaking sprinkling. Like, what the hell is really going on? But you know, it is what it is, so I just laugh it off. We gonna be all right, I guess, I suppose. Something like that. Yeah, had to make sure all my stuff was off because I have a tendency to not put my phone on do not disturb. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this open. This was actually a birthday gift. I thought it was really sweet, you know, for someone to give me something that I'm into. So this one is a rosé, 12.5%. So, and it's vegan. That is, well, it's made from organic grapes, vegan friendly, and it's free from added sugar, artificial colors, concentrates, and it pairs well with the warmth of the sun and the company of your best friend. So this is perfect for tonight. This is actually something that you can buy not only at Total Wine and More, but at Target as well. So let's get this. Oh, here we go. Me and these twist tops. Damn it. Hey, Drea. Glad you made it. Oh, I got it open, y'all. Y'all saw that. I did it. I didn't need no help today. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, that just sounds like the end of a day. That's what it sounds like. So, oh, it smells nice. And I'm not vegan. I've never had, you know, vegan wine. I have had vegan vodka. So that was pretty good. Let's see. Okay, she's got nice legs too, but she's pretty. Look at that. So let's see. It shouldn't be too sweet because they don't add any additional sugar. So uh-oh. Okay. It's pretty good. This is actually really good because it's not too sweet, and I'm not a big fan of, well, I say that all the time, I'm not a big fan of white wine, so this is really pretty good. I like this. I've got such a big weekend coming up, and I'm already tired from the weekend, and it hasn't even gotten here yet. We've got bowling on Friday for one of my sister's birthdays. And then we're going to Knott's on Saturday. I was going originally for the rest of the Boysenberry Festival because they extended it. So we have that. And then we're celebrating my niece's birthdays there as well. And then Sunday, we're going to see Super Mario. I think that's what it's called. The Super Mario movie. So yeah, there's something to do every day this weekend. And I'm excited, but I'm also tired already because I feel like I do not get enough rest. But I've taken up bowling. And when I say I have really been enjoying myself, it has become like I'm starting to get to the point now where I'm just like, okay, I just want to bowl. So I've really been enjoying. I have my own ball, so I'm excited. I'm just talking about my weekend. You know, I'm excited. Hey, Megan. No, I'm excited. It's a fun weekend. I'm tired already, but like I was saying, I took up bowling, so that's fun. I'm excited to do that. But yeah, it's a very full weekend. So don't ask me to go nowhere next weekend, anybody. No, I'm just playing. I think I actually was invited to go have a drink next weekend, but I'll see if that pans out or not, if she actually makes it out here. And then that'll determine. Megan, this is really good wine too. For those of you guys who are just joining. Well, they don't know where I'm gonna be. They just know what I'm doing, except for the one place. But you know, don't nobody know what time or nothing, you know. So they don't know exact locations except for the one, but you know, it is what it is. But if anybody do want to go to Knott's, they got good drinks there. But this is the wine. It's really good. Really, really good, actually. And like I said, this one you can get at Total Wine & More and at Target. So that's a pretty good one. Yeah, it's not sweet. And that's why I don't really gravitate to white wines, because they tend to be too sweet, and I'm not a big sweet. I don't like very sweet drinks. I need them to be a little more sultry than anything. So I was pleasantly surprised with how good this is. So and the fact that it is made from organic grapes, so it's vegan friendly, and I've got a lot of friends who are vegan. So not a lot, but I have enough friends, like surprisingly enough, where I'm like, wow, it's more than one handful that I can count on that are vegan. So that's pretty cool too. And it, you know, if they're vegan, it's diet friendly. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so I'm already tired, but this week has been, it's been rough at work, but we are almost done. So I won't complain. Thankfully, I have Wednesdays to look forward to, so it keeps me from losing my mind, I guess you can say. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, I wish I could say what's work, but unfortunately, I still go every day. And somebody was saying, do you not like your industry? And then the more I thought about it, it's not that I don't like my industry, because I don't mind freight. I think I just don't like going to work anymore. It's just not, it's not fulfilling to me. Or maybe I do need to switch up the industry. I don't know. But I've been thinking a lot about going into, possibly looking into going into HR. Like, it seems like it would be a little more fun for me. I can talk mess without having too many consequences, I guess you can say. I don't know. I just feel like I'm too old to be working now, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's how life has been lifing this week. So to segue into this conversation, so I've got a group chat. I've got a ton of group chats, so I could be having multiple conversations at one time, which is possibly why my brain is always on go too, because Yeah, and once we get to talking, sometimes it goes left and things start happening. But I had a friend text me about the benefits at her job for new moms. And they were actually really good. They were in mom's favor. So it kind of was like I want to say a plus to having a baby. And of course, me, I'm like, yeah, do it. And it is that person's decision, because no one can just tell somebody, yeah, go have a baby. No one can make anybody have a baby. And I feel like that does have to be your decision. But I am pro choice, for one. And two, a lot of people are apprehensive about it because they see other people with kids, or, a lot of times we as parents, sometimes we complain about things, but people don't see the good sides that come out of it. It's like when you're a parent, sometimes all people hear is about the frustrations of it, but it's a lot more good to it than it is bad. So I just think people don't really think about it in that perspective either. And we were kind of trying to give her, some of the pros to it, or giving our little advices of things that we wish that we had known when we were going through it. I mean, I had two before I had my youngest, and they were way older by the time I had him. So even with me being out of the game for a little bit, it's so much good that comes along with the tough moments, because you love those. That babies are amazing. I mean, I don't want to go back to the baby stage. I borrow and give back at this point. That's the only way I want a baby, is, oh, let me love on you and give you back. But yeah, they're amazing. They're a blessing. And it's so, I don't know, it's fulfilling seeing those personalities just blossom, because it doesn't matter how many kids you have, they are so different in so many ways. No matter how much they're alike, the differences are they're absolutely mind-blowing. You're like, my goodness, like, that is me. I mean, I have moments sometimes where I'm like, dang, I'm somebody's mama. Like, I am really somebody's mama. Like, why would like, wow, it's still mind-blowing to me. And I do enjoy it, even though sometimes I complain about it. And then there are times where I have to reel myself back in and say, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be able to have my kids. I'm blessed to be able to take care of them the way I take. I'm blessed to have those inconveniences that come with having kids. And I think that sometimes people get scared with it, because we do only talk about the bad parts. But I don't know, I was kind of looking online, and I was looking at how people complain, and I came up with some of the better pros and cons to having kids, based off of just looking at how people, I mean, man, we complain a lot about our kids, and it's hilarious to me. But the one pro was watching your kids grow up, how magical it is. With my youngest right now, seeing life through his eyes is hey, Naya, and you better have a drink. You better have a drink. Seeing life through his eyes is way different. It's so different. It's pure, because he's oh man, he dances to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't care who's watching. He is unapologetically himself, and I love every bit of it. Sometimes he's a bit overwhelming, because he just do stuff. He's so busy. He's excited, and he's happy. I don't know, like, he's just I don't know, he lights up my world in so many different ways. But it's just so crazy seeing him grow. And even with my older two that I gave birth to, because I got kids. I love them all so different. But even with the older two, just seeing them, and with my daughter being, he is such a boy. Yes, my littlest love is such a boy, and oh man, that kid can he can put me through it, but at the same time, it's like when he's having that moment where it's just like, I love you, mommy. It's like, it takes away all of the grief that he may have put me through at some point. And we're, he's just, I don't know, he's so different. And even my daughter, with her being the only girl in the bunch, man, the way her brain thinks sometimes is, it's funny. I love her. I love her. But all my kids, they never cease to amaze me with how they are. Like some of them I just be like, God, you did something dumb, to put it in a nice way. And then, it's like they do something and it's like, okay, that was good. I'm glad you did that. But it's it's rewarding, and it's definitely something that you have to be open to really get it. You can't go into it with just negative energy, negative emotions, or you won't be able to get the fulfillment out of it. Uh, a con, you will not have the same sleep that you did prior to having kids. I don't think I think I nap now more than I actually sleep, because I haven't slept the same since I had no, no, I take that back, cuz after I had the first two, I don't think I really was that sleep deprived, but I was younger. I was a lot younger. So I feel like having them younger was a different experience. So no, but with him, I felt like I needed coffee the moment I had him. It was just, I couldn't stay awake. So I see, I was 33 when I had him. Good Lord. And when I say, everybody kept going, oh, you're still young, I was like, I don't feel young. I did not feel young. And even now, sometimes I feel like I'm drained, but I started taking all my vitamins and stuff again, and I feel a lot better. So I don't really need coffee. I just need to do the right things, like eating better and taking my vitamins and understanding I am getting older. So I need to do those things, and I'm getting ready to implement working out again. So therefore, maybe sleep would be better. I really do need to do that, because I did sleep a lot better when I was working out. So I'm going to throw that back in the mix. I thought this was a cute one. A pro, so many snuggles. That is true. I mean, my baby he'll just walk up and sit in my lap. And I mess with him and like to give him a hard time sometimes. Be like, who told you to just sit in my lap? Me. And he just, he's just so affectionate. It's like me in mini version with that. And I think it's the sweetest thing ever. Sometimes it could be a little overwhelming, because it's like, okay, that's enough hugs, but he's it's just the innocence of it. It's so sweet, and it does make you feel better. And if you're having a bad day, like sometimes if I'm like really just, and he'll give me a hug and it makes me feel better. He'll say something funny and give me a hug and give me kisses, and he'll tell me I'm beautiful, or tell me I need to wear certain things so I can look like a princess, and it's sweet. So I love it. A con, the bills. You, from the moment you give birth, that bill right there, that was one of the things we were talking about. Now, you know the feeling. That was one of the things we actually talked about while we were, talking to her about having a baby, was the initial bill of having a baby. Even with freaking insurance, it is expensive as hell. I think, yeah. I was like, how? And he didn't go in the nursery, so that wasn't added on the bill. He was with me the whole time. I was just paranoid. I just, it's like you hear about kids getting switched in the hospital. So he didn't leave my side the whole time. So he was with me, so he didn't go in the nursery. But still, it was just like, even the freaking Tylenol they were giving me, that one, I remember that being like $30 for 2 freaking Tylenols. Why? I can go get me a whole big old thing of Tylenol at Sam's Club for $30. But that was just a lot in itself. The diapers, oh my gosh, the diapers, the wipes. A case of diapers is like $20, and you go through that within a week. Wipes, a case of wipes is about the same price, and I think the wipes may have lasted us 2 weeks at a time. And after I went back to work and couldn't nurse anymore, Formula, my gosh, why the hell is that so expensive? Like, it should never be that much money to make sure that you can your kid can pee and poop, eat. It's just ridiculous. Like when you add everything up, it's like, okay, daycare. Oh my, the bills are enormous. Then you're all excited. You're like, yeah, my kid's school age. We get to cut out some bills. Here comes sports. And now you're paying for different sports and you want to send your kids to camp and those little costs add up. And let's not talk about the cost of keeping them cute because I know for me, I like to see my kid look good. So if I'm out, I buy this kid stuff all the time. Like it seems like every time I go somewhere, I'm buying something new. So yeah, it adds up. And some of that is on us, but it's costly. So yeah, that's a con, but it's a good con. Pro, you have a built-in buddy. That is absolutely true. Little dude is with me a lot. And that kid, even on days where he said, I don't want to go with you, I want to stay with daddy. Okay, that's fine. But he still want to go. And he knows he want to go because he want to get something a lot of the time. And even if I say no, I end up getting it at some point. But every now and then I'm firm because it's like, no, I don't want him to think he could just get whatever he wants when he wants it. But he ends up getting it another time. But you have a built-in buddy. Like if I want to watch a movie sometime, I'll just say, hey, let's snuggle and watch a movie. And he's got his go-to's. Like he really likes LeBron, so we'll watch Space Jam. But it's it's fun. It's fun. uh, Con, everyday activities take twice as long. Good Lord. Let me sip my wine before we talk about that one. Getting ready to go places. Sometimes I hate saying yes to going places because I know how long it takes just to you know, get everybody ready, especially when we have everybody home. It's like, okay, I got to get up before. Man, Diamond, that is the absolute truth. We can go to the freaking we can go to the 99-cent store. This kid gonna be like, oh, can I get some sidewalk chalk? You don't need that. You've got 3 tubs of it from the pandemic and all kind of other stuff. You don't need sidewalk chalk. Oh, well, can I get some crayons? No, we have things and things of crayons. You don't need that. Well, can I just get something? Why? Why? Just to waste money? And then people give him money. What's he want to do? He want to go spend the money on something else crazy. And sometimes I let him do it so he can not have money. And I just be like, and he'd be like, well, how much money do I have left? None, none. Sucker, you spent all your money because you had to buy something. Oh, Lord. Yes, kids they crazy. Hey, but Home Depot got snacks, and that's how they lure kids in. Right at the self checkout, man, they be having all the snacks right there. It's like I've gotten caught at Home Depot buying snacks. So yeah, the chips. I'm telling you, they got chips, they got candy, they had the push pops in there. I said, my gosh, just had to. Yes, kids don't give a shit. They don't care. They want something. And this generation of kids is different because I'm like, my older two wasn't like that. If I said, don't ask for nothing, you ain't getting nothing, they knew they wasn't going to ask. They was cool. Okay, she ain't getting it. Not this sucker. Mm-mm. He be like, can I have something? Well, can we get some? I didn't get nothing today. You're not supposed to get something every day. Like, who told you that was the rule that you're supposed to get something every day? Like, oh my gosh. And sometimes you feeling like, dang, I ain't got no kind of discipline over this kid if he think he's supposed to get something every day. Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. And that's all you can think is, what did I do wrong? Yeah. Kids are a mess. They are definitely they are definitely fun. Getting them ready. Getting them ready. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys. If I know we got to be somewhere at a certain time, I will get up. Sometimes I get up at like 6 just so I can do my hair so my hair is not wet because these curls, my Lord. To get good curls, like for me to have my definition that I want, it's going to take me at least an hour to do that. And then the whole shower. And then once I do all that, getting him ready. So then it's like, okay, get him dressed, pick out his outfit, do it. It's just so, it's my gosh, it's so much. And then sometimes he don't like what he want to wear. So now we going through a fight because I don't want to wear this. I want to wear this, and I don't want to wear these jeans. Oh, well, can I wear this shirt? And it's like, oh my God, just put on the freaking clothes that I pick out for you. So now I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I can have multiple options in my head, and I lay it all out. And it's like, which one of these? Because you don't get no other options. You get this. This is what you get. Because I try to dress according to where we going. So it's like, okay, I know the comfort level. I know you're gonna be warm enough for where we at, cool enough depending on how the weather is. It's just so many things that go through my head when I plot out outfits. And yeah, yeah. And sometimes I want to say no after it's time to start getting ready, because then it's like I don't feel like doing it. Aw. No, he only a year older than Mari. He can't be at that age where he don't want you to pick out his clothes. Aw, that's crazy. That's sad. He's just taking it all away from you. I'm gonna have another sip for that one. Aw. Tell him let you do it every now and then. And that's so funny because you know what? Every now and then he goes through that. He wants to pick his own stuff, and sometimes his own clothes will be a freaking costume. So now I'm walking around with Spider-Man, and I don't care because I'm not fighting with a tiny terrorist, for one. Two, I dare somebody to say something to me about my kid being Spider-Man. If he happy, I'm happy. And three, sometimes you gotta oh wow, now my daughter's on here lying. She didn't have a choice. Little Miss Tutus and leggings. Hmm. Okay, she didn't have a choice. Right. I wasn't the one putting her in tutus. She was the one. I want this tutu. I like this tutu. She wanted bows. She got bows. She wanted ribbons. She got ribbons. Oh, little miss, I don't have a choice. Ooh, the lies she tells. But yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, now every now and then I still dress her. I'd be like, oh, don't wear that. Wear this. Or, if I'm like trying to get a certain look aesthetically, then yes, I will give the family color schemes, like, okay, this is what we're doing, but it all depends on what we have going on. But no, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Y'all don't listen to her lies. She crazy. So now my dogs is going a little crazy too. Another pro. You get to see the world through someone else's eyes. When I hear all of them talk sometimes, it's like, okay. That's what the little hamster wheel is doing inside your head. Yeah, you look at him like the youngest, he likes to build stuff and have whole little, I want to say, like, lands, I guess you can say. I don't know. Sometimes he builds soccer fields in the house. I'm like, okay. Sometimes he built the bowling alley in the house once. So yeah, the kid has his own stuff. I mean, I watched, yep, Kennedy, I'm about to put you out there now. My daughter had this bright idea, and we can thank TikTok for this, to go camp out at the box office so that way she can get discount or at cost, whatever the term that she used for it, tickets for a concert. And her and three of her friends took a road trip to California to go get these tickets. And they were very adamant about getting these tickets. Waited in line from, I want to say, maybe 7 something in the morning to 8 something at night, and the tickets were sold out. I don't even think they moved much from the time that they got in the line. But they camped out in the line. Oh, face value. Okay. Camped out for these tickets and were unsuccessful at getting them. But it was just, yeah, I am. Because again, pro, you can see the world through someone else's eyes. I like the fact that, she was adventurous enough because I wouldn't have done it. I'd have been like, I don't know about that. But it's kind of cool to see her be so adventurous with certain things, her take risk and just be a young adult and living in the moment, and hearing her talk sometimes is hilarious, and just, pulling myself back sometime with not busting her bubble and trying to the value was that she learned a lesson not to always trust everything she see on TikTok. That was the face value. I mean, I guess it worked for some people, but she should have been in line at midnight if that was the case, I think. But yes, it's cool seeing how your kids think and just doing stuff. And even living in the moment. I wish I'd done more of that when I was younger. Just lived in the moment. But, I do a little bit now, every now and then. So, yeah, I mean, definitely a good one. A con. And this one, aw. We're going to see each other soon. I mean, I have no problems with anybody inviting me over and saying, hey, bring wine and we can get food. I believe you'd do it again because you are crazy. I mean, I'm still contemplating taking a security job just to see Beyonce in concert this time around. But, I mean, we'll see if I actually follow through with it because, yeah, I might get fired while I'm there and then escorted out the thing because I ain't doing my job or where I'm supposed to be. So, I don't know. I got to really contemplate that one. Oh, man. That's funny. Uh, I'm just saying, I love Beyonce. And I would get fired. I already know I would. They'd be like, why are you here? Weren't you supposed to be, over here? I'd be like, yeah, but I couldn't see her over here. So, yeah, that's why I'm really contemplating. Do I really want to go through that embarrassment of being escorted out out the venue? So, I'm going to think on it and we'll see. I might. If y'all see me posted a picture of the vest, then y'all know I went through with it. Might be worth it. Adventure. I need to live more in the moment and be adventurous. We'll see. The next con, man, this one really, it got to me, but it was an overwhelmingly number of people that were, I think that was one of the top ones, but I was like, I don't want to. It will work out at some point. You just keep going, girl. I feel you. Overwhelmingly amount of people that were just, and I wouldn't say complaining, just venting. And it's that you're in a constant state of worry. And I wouldn't say I worry all the time, but there are certain things that I do worry about. Am I being too hard? Am I being too soft? Am I not pushing enough? Am I being discouraging? Am I being, it's just like, am I being too strict? Am I being too lenient? And constantly finding that balance. And then, when they're not with me, it's like, are they doing what they're supposed to do? Are they behaving themselves? Are they representing me in the proper manner? Are they safe? That's one of my, my biggest things. Are they safe? And every time there is, some kind of incident that involves kids, it really emotionally messes me up for a while. It's not like, oh, in that moment I hear about it and then it's over. It stays with me because it's just one of those where I'm trying to find the right way to say it where it's sensitive. It's one of those where you feel for the parent that's going through it, but at the same time you're thankful that it wasn't you. I feel like that sounds bad, but I don't know. It's always like that, and every time there's like a school shooting or shooting at different places, it makes me feel emotionally messed up. I'm off for a while, a couple days sometime when I see people attacking kids. It bothers me. I don't know. I I get really sensitive to stuff like that. So you do live in a constant state of worry. You want, even they're you. It's you. They're they were put in your care. So you constantly, wonder, you know, is everything okay? I guess you can say, but it's it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, and you constantly, you're thinking about it. And then when you're finally in a good place and you're just like, oh, okay, I can finally breathe, something else happens and you're like, fuck. So it's I think that's one of the biggest cons to it. Money can always be replaced. You can always earn more money, things like that. Yes, even when they're grown, you worry, and you sometimes you try and pull back because it's like, well, how much is too much advice? And then sometimes you have to let them fall on their ass, but at the same time, you want to rescue them. And I, you know, I know how I raise my kids, so it's like, okay, they'll be fine. But then it's like, I don't want them to go through this. I don't want them to feel this way. And but then it is a part of parenthood, and that's why I call this one a major con because it is a lot emotionally and mentally to go through. So yeah, it's it's definitely one that it comes with the territory and you roll with it. The world is stupid cruel, and it'd be days where I'm like, I'll be ready to fight kids. I'll be ready to fight kids because kids will, and they're honest, but they don't realize that their honesty can sometimes come off as really, really mean. So even sometimes the way that they think they're just being honest, and even sometimes with them being helpful can come off the wrong way. And you worry about that because it's like you don't want somebody to take advantage of your kid. So it's cruel, but we can't always shield our kids, but we can teach them how to handle things as they grow. Yes. I mean, it starts young, and there are times where those lessons, come up, and I find myself having to be like, okay, well, if this is how they're going to be, then I have to be that parent that's like, well, then you have to be like this. But it's oh man, you got to do things to find ways, like sometimes I have to watch YouTube videos with him to show him certain things because there's so many dangers all over the world. I mean, hell, it's dangerous for us as adults, so imagine how you feel thinking about your own kid. It's a lot, but you roll with the punches. Oh man, I had two back-to-back cons. Your alone time, it's gone. You have it no more. I mean, and then when you do have it, you appreciate it a little more. I mean, I have moments. I mean, this kid, I can go to the bathroom. He is knocking at the door sometime. I'm like, what could you possibly want? All I wanted was to pee. That's it. I just wanted to pee. And he'll be right there sometimes. I mean, hell, when I was pregnant with him, yeah, daughter, I'm about to bust you out again. This child, I was just trying to escape for a few minutes. I just needed to be alone. She slips a piece of paper under the door talking about want to play tic-tac-toe. I think I still have a picture of that. Yep, you are. You and then you talking about them. You constant. We had when you we had when I did Galentine's. That was a full fuck them kids day. We wasn't nobody's mamas. It was just us girls being girls. And somehow we ended up talking about the kids. I was like, my gosh, like, they take over. They take over. And yeah, it ain't fuck them kids, even when it's fuck them kids. Yeah. Yeah, I busted you out on the internet because guess what? That's a con. You ain't alone. You just be up in my space. Yes, you and your brother. Just be in my space. If I lay down, some cons are not forever. And some cons aren't cons, but they're cons. They're like pro cons. Yeah. But man, we do. We love them kids, and that's the cool part about it. Even when we complaining about them, we still love them. And then it's times where they do some stuff, and you just be like, "That really wasn't that bad, but it was bad, but it wasn't that bad." So you get over it. But it's funny. It's funny. I tell people all the time, I don't want no more, but I do love my kids. I love the ones I have. Yeah. I did think, another pro, because this one I feel like, me, um, was a pro. And it's not all the time. I'm never going to tell anybody, do not have kids to try and save your relationship, because that is not going to do it. If your relationship is already failing and neither person is working to make it better, do not have kids, because that's just going to be, worse. And then you're putting your kids in a position to not be in a happy, healthy environment. But, to me, a pro is that it does help you and your partner, become closer, because you do have that. Yeah, it won't work at all if you're just doing it. If you have a baby just to, for your relationship, it's not going to say, yeah. It's, oh my gosh, there was a video that was out, I don't know, maybe about a month ago, and this guy was all over TikTok. He was all over Instagram, because and he asked, he said, "Am I the asshole if I'm telling, these girls that I don't want kids, and if you have the kid, I'm not going to be there for you?" And while, the girls are, stitching his video with theirs, and they're like, "Well, he knew I was pregnant, blah blah blah." It's like, you have to look at what that man said to you. Yeah, they some men do think that way, but it's rare. It's a lot more rare. A lot of girls are just like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a baby and that's gonna keep." No, you can't keep a baby. Yeah, that it's never gonna work. It's never gonna work. But I mean, he was honest. He told them he wasn't gonna be there. Why are you online complaining that he's not there for your kid, when he told you up front? Like, he was very honest. He's not gonna be there. He's not gonna take care of the kid because he doesn't want the kid. So I don't understand that one. But if you are already in a good relationship, a healthy relationship, and you have a child, it can bring you closer together. I know this for, a fact. But if not, I mean, and then there are some situations where it's like, where two people, they both may have wanted a kid, they realized they were getting older, and they agreed to have a kid that they wanted to share. I feel like that can work as well, because you both had a common, denominator in the situation. You both wanted something, you're both getting something out of the situation, and it works. But just to have a kid to save your relationship, don't do it. Yes, your child can save your relationship if you're in a good relationship, or if you both love each other, and that's something that you want, or you save money from going to the sperm bank. Oh my god. You would be the one. You would be the one to say that. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. I just feel like sometimes people have babies just without thought and consideration, like that child's not a human. It's stupid. But you got to think about it before you do certain things when it comes to having kids, and that's not one of them. Don't just go having a baby just to keep your man. Don't get your girl pregnant just to try and keep her, because women leave their kids too. Trust me, they leave their kids too. Yeah. Another con, your career may suffer. Normally, I mean, statistically, it's the woman whose career normally suffers because when you're young, sometimes companies don't want to hire you because they're like, oh, she's in childbearing years. So she's going to probably end up having a baby. And they, while it's illegal to not hire somebody because they're having kids or they did have a kid, things like that. There are a lot of people that do it without saying that's not why. They'll use, I went with a better candidate, and then that candidate was shit, and now you're stuck with that person. But you know, because of the way society has everything set up, a woman is the one that takes on more of the load. But that's how it was, prior to, because women couldn't work. So women would stay home. They would, tend to the house. That was their job, being a stay home mom, taking care of the house, making sure, everything ran accordingly, planning everything, doing it. It's just, it was so much that came into it with that. Now that women are working, it's one of those where it's like, okay, well, when it comes to time off, a lot of the time a woman, and you have to know you have to know your partner, know who you're working with, because it can work both ways. Like, I feel like we have a good balance in my household where and there are times where I'm like, no, I'll take this one. And there are times where it's like, okay, can you take this one? Because, I do have something that's going on. But if you don't have anything, if not, I'll make it work. But it's so important to know, what you're getting yourself into, because a lot of your PTO, and people don't understand that either, a lot of your PTO is going to go to taking off for your kid. For instance, my son's school district has a day off coming up soon, and their calendar changed so much this year. There are like 3 different versions of the calendar. So even the one that I thought was the right one wasn't the right one, and there was a whole different calendar. And then when I finally got the right calendar, it was like, oh crap. And there's a holiday coming up, and I was like, what the hell? Like, they're just getting back from spring break. Why are they off again? But it's Armenian genocide that they're celebrating. So yeah, you got to look at that. So your career may suffer. Like, you may not be able to work overtime. You may not be able to, go on certain business trips, things like that. But in the long run, I feel like it's like a pro con, because I don't mind sometime when it's like I get that call, like, oh, I got to go pick him up. Be like, okay, cool, bye. I didn't want to be here anyway. So, but then it's those times where it's like when I need to be at work, I'm like, fuck, no. Okay, give me a few minutes. Let me wrap this up and then I'll come get him. But yeah, it's definitely a lot that you have to think about when it comes to that. So I don't really look at it as a suffering so much, but to me, a pro, they bring out the best in you. I know for mine, I feel like yeah, dang, that's a good one. Have babies to keep the relationship, but you cheating, so it ends up not being his anyway. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, that's damn. Yeah. And there are women that do that as well. That, I mean, and those are the ones that ruin it for, us good women who are out here just being good women, because then they mess up the trust of a good man because they out there on some BS. So yeah, fuck them bitches. Ugh. Babies, oh god. Yeah. Yeah. Or he cheat and get someone pregnant. Yeah, that's a hard one too. That's a you know that it's like when you think about that, like I even look at now he got two baby. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, hell, look at, so many people that go through that. Look at Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. And I don't know, maybe I'm naive with thinking like that, but if you on a break and eventually y'all gonna get back together, sometimes you just need time apart. But if you know you're gonna get back together, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, oh my god. Hey, they be shady out there. It just be like, man, like why? What are you doing? Like, I don't know. I feel like if you I don't know, I can't do it. It's not my whole thing to, play get back, go doing, doing it with everybody. It's just I don't know. So I look at it different. It's different for me. But, no shade to anybody. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you funny. Yeah, I don't understand that part. Like if you're gonna cheat, use protection. Ugh. Yeah. Use protection because yeah. There's so many people with STDs and don't know they have STDs right now that, now they passing it around and yeah. That's so yeah. Ugh. Use protection. I'm not saying cheat. I'm not advocating cheating in no way, shape, or form. But if you gonna cheat, make sure you use protection because people are dirty and they nasty and all kind of other stuff. And all it takes is one time, like, oh, this person's so cool. Like it could even be somebody and you don't know they got something, and now you done slept with this person and you over here with green slime coming out your vajayjay. That's ugh. Yeah. So yeah, you don't know. You don't know. So yeah, I mean if you're gonna cheat, at least use protection. But I would say don't cheat. It's just yeah, it's gross. Ugh. Yeah, how we end up on this part? And welcome, Micah. Yeah, we talking about pros and cons of having babies, and man, yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, or a leaky faucet. I'm just, oh my gosh, yes. Hot burning, man, down there burning the itch. Oh my gosh, I saw a video where this girl said she had strep throat down there. I was like, what the whole hell? Strep throat in her vajayjay. If that wasn't the nastiest thing, I was like, I gotta go to the comments because people are like, what the F? Yeah. Y'all nasty. No, I mean when you think about it, like I couldn't do it. Like, yeah, the Lakers did win yesterday. Man, all four Cali teams are in the playoffs. That's dope. But we already know that the Kings is about to get eliminated the first round. So it's going to be all three, three of them four teams. Yeah, I didn't know that was possible. I had to Google it. When she said strep throat in her. I was like, oh, that is gross. How you do that, homegirl? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These people, I feel like the internet has gotten a little bit too open and people just share too much. Because I'm like, you got strep throat where? And I just wanted to see the comments because people be, they be going in on these people. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross. But I mean, even if you like, say for instance, you end up cheating, you get somebody pregnant, and you give them an STD, guess what? You stand a chance of that baby having an STD too. So, that's the same thing. That's what people were saying. They were like, "Why you put this on here? You should have kept that to yourself." Like, ain't no man. Like, if he see that, he gonna be like, you the strep throat vagina girl." Yeah, that's too much. TMI. There is a such thing as TMI. That was pretty gross. Oh Lord. So her coach was joking. uh, that's nasty. Now I'm really now I'm thinking about all kind of gross stuff. Yeah, just don't cheat. Use a condom. Yeah, that's nasty. Yeah, we gonna move on to the next pro. Children bring out the best in you. Well, yeah. Passing around Tricky Ricky. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Yeah, it's people. It's too many people out there just having. Yeah, Siri, she be tripping. She really be tripping, and it's not iMessage, so you can't go edit it. Siri be on some other stuff. Like if I want to say what the F, don't change it to what the duck, please, because I really meant what the F. I didn't mean what the duck. I don't care about that. Like, come on now. Yeah, stupid. Siri be on some BS sometime. And then she'll tell you that's not nice. I wasn't trying to be nice to you. Yeah, it's nasty. That's so gross. That yeah. I'm glad I ate already because I would have lost my appetite. But I'm still drinking my wine. Yeah, that's nasty. Well, we moving back on to these kids. Fuck these people and they nasty vajayjays and penises. Your kids, they bring out the best. Most of us, they bring out the best of you. Some people don't let their kids, get to them to do that. But my kids have truly brought out some of the best parts of me because, yeah, it's more pros, Andrea. They bring out the best in you. They do because they give you such a sense of good. Like they do make you want to do better. Like you see life differently. I know for me, with all of mine, it does make me want to do better. It does make me want to give them more. And oh, hey Kevin, welcome to the party. It does make me want to do better and be more because I want them to have more. I want them to have better. Like when I had my younger two, I wasn't in the position that I'm in now. Yeah, they make you feel they are truly, like when they say it's a nail biter with the Thunder and Pelicans. 1-point game in the fourth quarter. They just love you for who you are. They see the best in you even when you don't see the best in yourselves, and they bring it out. And it's so exciting to see yourself grow for them. Yeah, man, on your worst days, your kids gonna love you. And it's a beautiful thing. It's the sweetest, most pure thing on the planet. And that part makes it fulfilling because your kids truly are just, I mean, they're little yous. They represent, they make you want to do better. And not everybody, but most of them, to the people that want to be parents, they do. Man, your kid can, they will build you up, and then they'll say something and you'll be like, damn, back down. And sometimes it's like, okay, I know, it is what it is. But you love them. You don't mind going broke for them because that's who it is. Like I would give my last, for any of them. Any of them. Because that's just, I love them. They crazy, but they bring out the best in me. And even on my worst days, it's like they can make me not feel the worst. And I feel like that's a good thing, but they're great. They're great. Another con for you, Andrea. Well, no, you wanted more pros. So we're gonna get to this con and I'm gonna end it on a pro. It's I wouldn't say it's really a con, but it's just a fact. Traveling is a lot harder. Traveling is a lot harder because you really got to plan certain things around them. Like, okay, we're gonna, do, like when we go to Vegas. I'm just throwing out a random example. When we go to Vegas, a lot of the times, because we have the dogs too, we drive because we take them with us. But when we go, it's like, okay, well, what can we do with them while we're out there? Okay, we know we're gonna hit Circus. Um, what shows, man, you really have to think about that stuff. So you got to look and plan, see what's going on, and then you don't want to repeat, if you've already been there, the same thing that you already did, because you want to make it more fun and more adventurous. And then while you're that out there, you're like, okay, well, oh, let's do this the next time we come, and let's try and do this. Even with just going to the park, it's like, okay, well, the last time we played basketball, well, this time let me let him, we're gonna walk there and let him ride a scooter or whatever it is, so that way we can do XYZ. It's just so much planning that goes into everything. Hell, even going to the beach, I had a friend who was like, yeah, you should just get in the car and go to the beach. Girl, I got a whole kid, ain't no just get in the car and go to the beach. Like, that's not how it happens. I gotta have stuff for this boy to do. Like, it's not, I'm just gonna drive out there and we're gonna go to the beach. He's gonna be like, okay, now what? We here, now what? Yeah, okay, I played in the water, that's a good 5 minutes, but now I just drove, because it's traffic in LA all the time. I just drove a good 20-30 minutes for him to play in the water for 5 minutes. No, I gotta have activities lined up. I gotta have a meal, because he gonna want a snack. Let me tell you that for a fact. He gonna want a snack. So no, it's not just, it's a whole plan behind everything. The only time I really don't feel like I have to plan certain things is if we going to knots. Ain't no planning. It's just we can get up and go, and wherever he be like, yeah, let's go do this, let's go do that, and I'm good. So yeah, it's a lot more planning involved. And even with, okay, so if you're going to travel with other people with kids, it's like, okay, or even traveling with people without kids, they don't understand sometimes the things that go with it. So you're like, okay, well, we're going to go do this and then we'll meet up with you after. But it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it sometimes. So yeah, I mean, it's a little extra planning, but it's worth it. And my last pro, they do help you grow. They definitely, I didn't know what, yes, I was of age. My grandma used to always tell me that all the time. She's like, you are not an adult, you are of age. Being an adult means you are able to handle certain things on your own. You can figure it out, you can get it done. I did not have that thought process until I had kids, because I was just like, and I'm not a person that likes to, I mean, I think I've shared that before. I've always felt like asking for help made me look weak, but then I realized that not asking for help made me look weak. So I have always had this, I'm just going to get it done attitude. And sometimes it has caused me some problems, because there are times where it's like, I made the situation worse by not asking for help when I could have just done it. And I'm learning, to do that. But they do make you grow, because they force you to see yourself. And one of the things that I did learn just within the last couple of months is that having kids makes you parent yourself all over again. Because even if you have the greatest parents, there are certain things that you missed. So you are kind of giving your kids what you missed as well, which is why they always say, every generation brings something different. So, you look at how these kids are now. We're not that same generation of parents. Like, I feel like our parents, grandparents, things like that, they were whoop first, ask questions later. Whereas now it's a not whoop first. It's like, you want to hear what the hell's going on. You want to know what was the mindset behind what the hell they were doing that led to whatever was going on. So it's so many different things where you learn and you grow, and you're not really push, but you do aspire to be better for your kids. So it's a different situation. But I feel like I've grown a lot having my kids, and it does change you, and you do become better. And then there are certain things where it's just like, okay, well, I like this part of myself, so I'm not gonna, change it. But they do, they make you better. They make you better. And things that I used to enjoy, I don't find myself enjoying now. It's like I like having my son with me. Yes, I do need my moments away from him. Like there are times where it's just like, okay, I just need a mental break. I don't want to be, responsible. But then, it's like when I go certain places, it's like, okay, if I know it's not a big deal, my baby is with me. And my friends that know me, that hang out with me, they know my baby is with me, and I'm not tripping on that, and they love him just as much as I do. So it's like they're not bothered by him being with me. So I feel like it's a amazing thing having little ones. So it's like even with every con, the pros definitely outweigh it. And I'm not saying I would do it again, but I definitely am happy that I did do it, because when I was younger, I was always saying I didn't want kids. I didn't want kids. I was a firm believer in it. I didn't want kids. I was going to be a lawyer. I wasn't going to get married until forgot what age it was, but it wasn't young, and everything that I was saying did not happen. I got the kids, got married. It was just BS. So, yeah, now, I look at life a lot different because of them, and they led me to the life that I have now, which I'm appreciative of and I'm happy with. So, I feel like my kids make my life better, even with the rough moments and the obstacles that come into play. But my kids were a blessing, and I would shut up. My only girl talking about she don't want no kids and they don't want her. My goodness. My kids are a blessing. And she may not have kids, and I tell people all the time, like some people just don't have maternal instincts. And you can't force maternal and paternal on people. It's not going to happen, because then they aren't going to be good parents. And it's not to say that they don't love the child, but they're not a parent because it's not in them, and some people just don't have it, and the child is going to suffer. So it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation. But I would say if you are open to having kids, have them. You should definitely have them, because every part of it is definitely worth it. It's so worth it. So I'm gonna sign off with that. If anybody has anything else to say, yeah, I still got some wine left. And I'm for real not gonna finish the bottle tonight, but it was definitely a great pick. I'm definitely excited and happy about this, and I will be gifting some of this to my vegan friends. You're welcome. So I hope I helped you in that aspect. And I mean, you're already a great, sister mom. So I say just do it. And hit the like button, you guys. Thank you. But I'm glad you guys, showed up. Good night. Showed up, and I will see you next Wednesday.